How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to Changing Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burton. Happy Thursday to everyone. We got a real great show planned for today. Hope everybody's excited about it. Been doing a lot of promos regarding it. We'll be talking about do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? So we have a lot of good information to put out to you guys today. As always, we'll do my intro, recap my previous week and what I did and why I encountered and stuff. Number one, we'll talk about the playoffs. Everybody in New Orleans really sick, you know.
You see the billboard the guy put up there on 85?
No, I ain't saying.
He put up there and said the Saints got robbed. And then he put something about they screwed that or something. NFL screwed that or something like that. But he paid for it personally. He got it on both sides, one on 85 north and one on 85 south.
Well, he got a whole damn off season to think about it. You know, the thing of it is, just in the course of a game, stuff like that happens all the time. Mm-hmm. It's just that moment in time when it happened, it was a crucial point, but it happens all the time. I mean, you want to get pissed off. You blew a 2-touchdown lead, and they were winning most of the game.
That play wouldn't even matter.
Exactly. So, like I tell everybody, control your controllables. You do that, you ain't got to worry about it. Get yourself in that kind of situation and everything. So that's the deal with them. With my training and what my what I'm supposed to be working for as far as weight loss and everything like that, totally off damn track right now. Shit. Been trying to make my money get ready for tax season, so I've been booking that up, everybody. I haven't put anything on, but I definitely took a damn thing off. So
you flatline.
Yeah, there you go. Shit, they doing CPR on me, trying to get me up. But we're gonna get it started, man. We're gonna get it back started. I've been in the gym twice this week and everything like that, but I know I've been pretty much eating on the go and not doing what I'm supposed to do and everything. Nothing bad, but not what I know I need to be doing. So
right. And when you busy like that, like you are, busy and doing so many different things, it's actually, I'm not going to make it up as an excuse, but it's actually harder to sit down and eat that meal because you always on the go. So it's easy just to drive through the drive-through, grab something real quick, eat it on the go to your next meeting, go to your next this, go to the next that. On your way back home, grab something, and then before you know it, you know what I'm saying, you didn't ate nothing but crap all day.
But that was what really got me in bad shape years ago. Yeah. Just eating on the go. So I had to just stay high normally. I'm super structured. And then, like I said, when I have my little moments, I get off, just had to get back on track. Can't make no excuse for it. Just got to get it back started. I know how it is.
I used to be I used to be in the gym all the time. Like a few years back, I was in the gym every day. And I was in there, 6 days a week. And I was in there for 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I was in there. Yeah. And I had learned, I had learned that I had, a lot of people don't know this, but it takes 1,000 calories to burn 1 pound.
Absolutely.
So I'm on first thing I did was do the Stairmaster. And I did the Stairmaster for 45 minutes on medium, and after I finished, I probably walked 40 flights of stairs, took 2,000 steps. And after that, I had a regimen. I would get on the row machine, warm up my arm, then go lift weights, then do sit-ups, and then what else I would do? After I did sit-ups, then I would cool down, just working my legs a little bit, doing that. But I would be in there for 2 hours. I couldn't leave before 2 hours was up. Yeah, I was in there.
You know what it is? We'll do that, and then once we see one ab, shit, we cool. We ain't gotta see six. One ab. Oh shit, I got something there.
Well, I had lost a lot of weight. I had lost a lot of weight, and I was toned, and I was like, what? And then one day I was lifting weights with somebody, as a team, and I had on a tight like a thermal. And I was lifting weights. He was like, man, and they was like, man, you gotta keep up. Man, look at him. We gotta keep up with him. I was like, yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get back there, brother. I'm working hard towards it and everything. But again, like I said, I'm gonna make sure that I'm keeping everybody abreast on to keep myself accountable, but also let everybody know. I'm gonna be transparent with everybody so they know where I'm at and what I'm trying to do with that and everything. On Wednesday, I was a speaker at Boss Ladies. Boss Lady, was it Boss Ladies in Business, Boss Lady Speakers event? But it was cool. It was over there at Castaways on Moreland. Had a good showing. Lot of sisters in business and everything. I'm gonna start posting some of the snippets and some of the pictures. From the event. I think I did a pretty good job. I think I helped a lot of everybody out. I was able to share a lot of good information in my journey, and also make a lot of good contacts and everything. But it was great. And if anyone's out there, you looking for a speaker and everything like that, I'll give my contact information out several times during the show. So if you're looking for a speaker or any kind of consultant or anything like that, be listening out for my contact info. But it was real good event. I was appreciative of the opportunity. So shout out to Latree for reaching out to me to do that for them.
Bernie Royal on YouTube said, the older you get, the harder you got to press yourself to get in the gym.
That's my brother. That's one of my solid Army buddies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He retired this summer. I'm super proud of that brother. Super proud of that brother right there. Yeah. But before we get started, again, this is Deonte Burden, hosted by Exchange Live, hosted by Deonte Burden, and I want to let you guys know again, I'm an accountant by profession. I'm also the owner of Majestic Business Services. We're starting up tax season. Another thing I dropped, we just started getting our first bookings this week, so it's coming. I'm thinking next week gonna be real ugly in a good way. We'll be slammed with business in a great way, but I want you guys to make sure we'll have the business contact info posted on the video and also the web page. But the website is www.majesticbiz.com, and our number is 678-479-4007. So make sure that you go there and book your appointment, get your tax preparation done. We're one-stop shop for small businesses. We do bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll, and a lot of consulting work. So if you're looking to start your business, we'll be one of the main focuses of this show. We better lock you in and hold your hand through the whole process, from the inception of the thought all the way to getting everything incorporated, those business licenses, getting your bank accounts, and have you out there making money out there in America. And I'll get one of them MAGA hats. What's going on, Dominique? Yeah, no, but that's what we do. Now, we're talking about today's show. What I wanted to ask everybody, because we're at the beginning of the year and everybody's we got the refund money, New Year's resolutions. Everybody wants to like I said, lose weight, but I also want to do what? Start a business. I want to do this. I've been thinking about this and getting it started, and I'm ready to just step on out there. So I just thought that now was a good time to talk about that. But what happened last week, one of my classmates, he did a posting on Facebook.
Okay.
And he had the question that he talked to somebody, and they said, if you want to find out who your family and friends are, start a business.
Oh.
And everybody was just chiming in, right? Yeah, we don't support each other, this, that, and that, and everything, and all that. And they were just giving different things. But I came out of left field. I said, I don't agree with that.
Right.
And the reason why I say I don't agree with that is because when people start a business, this is probably one of the hardest things. When you start a business, your business is that, a business. It's not a situation for your family and friends to support you.
Right. You got to be able to start a business without their support. You got to be able to start a business not looking for or counting on or even getting their support. You got to be able to start a business with strangers, being able to get their support and being able to get what you need from them to sustain you.
Absolutely.
You have to extra family and friends out of it, because that's what I think. And you tell me if I'm wrong. I think people start a business with that in mind, making a mistake that, if I start this business, my family and friends are going to be the first person that's going to be in my store. Or they're going to be the first person to order something from me. Or going to be the first person I fix their cars, or whatever the business you may be starting. They put it in their head that they're going to be their first customers, because why would they go somewhere else when they got me doing it?
Brother, you're absolutely right. And that is the problem.
Yeah.
You get in mind, you start, okay, hey, I'm finna start, this business up, and I'm reaching out to my cousins and my family and stuff like that, and they might really just don't want your product. They might not want your service. When we started our tax business up, I can be honest with you, just being younger, I reached out to family, friends, and stuff like that. I wasn't really thinking that, there's some private stuff. So it's private stuff. It's also very important information. So people were reluctant. Hey, Poochie, that's cool. Never got any hate, but just people just jumping on board to do our taxes and stuff like that. We'll get people probably in dire needs and all that kind of stuff and everything. But it wasn't like this bombardment. And I'm talking about family, friends. My mom and them didn't come, and everything like that. So I had to learn that quick. So I had that little one moment where you feel like some type of way, but then like I can't worry about that. I gotta go make my money.
Right.
So that's why that little light switched off. But it goes to the point where I spoke on this before. You got people that's in business and people in business. When you're in business, you just look at, hey, I'm starting to do this, I'm starting to do that. You have, and it's not nothing wrong with it, but people typically don't have any kind of experience in terms of business, of looking at a target market, knowing who they want to sell to. They have a product, who wants that product and everything. What will those people pay for? Where are those people located and everything? They just look at, I'm going to sell these candles, and I feel like my family and friends will buy it. The people that may be interested in those candles, and there is a market for it. It's a market for everything.
Right.
But those people that want that particular product, they may not be in front of you. Excuse me, they might be on the other side of the country. They might be on the other side of the world. But the beauty of right now, if you're in business, the world is flat. We're in the information age. You can sell in China, at a discount. You can sell in India at a discount, if you want to. But that's the key of, like I said, again, being a business person. And a lot of times people aren't that. And when you have your vision of where you want to be and what you want to do, that's my vision. That's your vision.
Right.
You're not obligated to see my vision.
And a lot of people don't see where you're trying to go.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't see what you see in your business, because sometimes people have their own vision, their own business that they try to start, their own problems, their own issues, and they don't see what you see. And it's not that they're hating on you or that they don't care about you. It's just that they have their own stuff.
Absolutely.
And people don't take into account. And one other thing people don't take into account when they start a business, thinking their family and friends going to join them, is they remember who you was before you started business. That might be an issue.
Very much so. Especially depending on what you're trying to do.
Exactly. If you're a mechanic and you try to start a new mechanic shop, and you try to get your family and friends to come in there and get their car fixed, they might remember that you hot wired that car with aluminum foil and it ran off aluminum foil hooked to the battery, and they didn't, they caught fire later on. So they might not want their car to catch fire. Yeah,
you can be that mechanic trying to sell some gift baskets.
Yeah.
I ain't buying no damn flowers from you. The thing of it is, and I try to get people to understand that you don't want to lose family and friends trying to push things on them that they really don't want. And when you do that, you put people in a funny space. Folks don't want to be around you. Folks don't want to speak to you. Folks don't want to see you. There go Poochie. There go, he want to try to say him some shit. No, I don't want to do that and all that kind of stuff. Look, man, I told you before, I want to do that. And again, I think if people spend enough time, there's nothing wrong with, because like I said, anything can get sold. It's always a market out there for anything you want to do. Your job is to find out where that market is located and push to them. Don't hurt relationships trying to push a product or push something on people that they really don't want to be a part of. And that's the thing I think hurts a lot of folks when they try to get into business and everything, because you got to be realistic about the people around you, because again, they love you and they care about you and they want you to do well, but the shit you're doing may not be of interest to them.
Right.
And if it's not of any interest to support your business, because that was one of the things on the thread I was reading, and man, Terrence Albright, that was a good question to ask. But how do you define support? You define support as just words talking to you. You define support as people purchasing from you. You define support as people just patting you on the back. I don't feel like nobody obligated to come get their taxes done by me.
Right.
I don't feel like nobody obligated to go in my hair salon.
Right.
They not and everything. I'm cool with, hey, good job, Poochie, that's fine. But you don't even have to do that. And if I'm focusing on the people that I know doing that, I ain't gonna make too much damn money.
Right.
Because I don't know what the hell going on in your pockets or anything like that. I just got to focus on me getting money. And I do think if people focus on that more, what they need to do to get money, regardless of who that person is, you just focus on the market instead of the individuals, you'll be a whole lot more successful going into it.
And I don't know how you think, but I think a lot of people also focus on the end result. They don't focus on all the stuff in the middle. They don't focus on the beginning and the middle. They focus on the end. When you see your vision, you see the end. Or if I start this business and do this, by this time I'll be. But you gotta, you gotta start, you got a middle, and you got it end. You gotta focus on all that crap in the middle that might be days and months and weeks where you don't make a dime. Or you don't have one customer coming in, like you talked about a couple of shows ago, where you said, can you sustain yourself if you don't have any business? What do you got to do if you don't have business? How can you pay that rent? How can you pay that light bill? How can you pay that gas bill if you don't have any money coming in?
Be sitting on the wing and a prayer. I had a GoFundMe account, keep you on. Like I say, I think being patient enough to get some seasoning in yourself to know what's going on. Hey, again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by me, Deonte Burton. Please make sure you go to the YouTube channel and like, share, and subscribe. On most of my videos now that we've done going forward, I put that little blue watermark in the bottom right-hand corner. So I'm ending most of my videos, hit the blue man. So when you're looking at the videos, make sure you hit that blue man in the bottom right-hand corner. Again, this is Changing Lives. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. With all that said, I found 5 common traits that I think you can look within yourself to see, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to start this business out. And I think that pretty much, in general, most entrepreneurs that are semi-successful, we're not going to say very successful, but just semi-successful, they share these 5 common traits. And I want to share this with everyone today, okay? The first trait that I think, that pretty much, all entrepreneurs here is they know how to execute their ideas.
Right.
Okay? And when I say about execute their ideas, that when something comes to their damn mind, it's just like a natural blueprint on how to get it done. They, if something comes across, just, okay, I need to start here, go do that. It's going to take me a couple months, maybe take me a year. They know how to lay it all out in an instant. Mm-hmm. Okay? They see it, and they just start moving on it. They don't sit here and we're going to open that bakery up next year. We're going to do this and that. We're going to, I thought about that. When that idea comes to their mind, it right then and there they own it. Mm-hmm. Right then and there they own it. And it's not even necessarily really an original idea all the time. You can be sitting there talking, and some guys are like, yeah, man, we want to, we thinking about getting a lawn service. We thinking about, doing a trucking company. And this guy ain't stealing your damn idea. He hear you talking. Shit, I got a brother on some trucks, and we got this, that, and that. A month later, hey, man, you stole my idea. That guy got a trucking company. And it's not that he stole your idea. Because like I always say, you're not as unique as you think you are. It's just that those people, when those things run into their mind, wow, it's this instant execution. Mm-hmm. Right then and there. It's not nothing they're harboring, trying to think about or whatever. They just, once they see it, man, I know how to do it. They know right then and there what challenge they need to go through to dig the information up, how to strategize it, how to implement those plans, and then from that point move forward with it. The thing of it is, they just have an innate gift on how to see that pathway in front of them. Mm-hmm. They see that pathway in front of them, and most importantly, they know how to execute. I'm gonna be honest with you, ideas ain't shit. Right. A lot of people got ideas. Ideas ain't shit. Just to be able to say, right, we want to do this, want to do this. Everything's execution. Mm-hmm. For when that idea comes in place, who can put it in fruition? Right. Who can get the train rolling? Not sitting there harboring in something that you done took to the grave, or something you just, this bright idea. Just who can lay it out?
I think, you tell me what you think, I think that a lot of times when entrepreneurs start businesses or have the idea to start a business, their whole problem is that they're scared. They're scared to fail. Mm-hmm. And when we get scared to fail, we just clam up and we just don't do anything. Instead of just trying it and see what happens and learning from it for the next time, you just don't do anything. Mm-hmm. And somebody else hears what you're saying and say, man, I can do that. And then they do it, they execute it, they make money from it, and you like, man, like you said, you just stole my idea. No, I just built a better mousetrap. You was holding the same, like I always say on this thing, I always tell people, we not changing the game, we starting a new one. Absolutely. Why I'm gonna play the same old game everybody else been playing with them same old pieces? I might as well just open up a new box and start a whole new game and figure out how to do it a better way.
Absolutely.
Internet radio ain't new. It's tons of internet radio stations. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out how to build a better internet radio station, how
Absolutely.
to build a better mousetrap. And when people don't even try it, they don't know how the mousetrap will turn out because they didn't even start building it yet.
Absolutely.
They sit back and procrastinate.
Well, like I always say, the fear of the unknown is the greatest fear of all. And but just to override that, outside of being afraid of the fear of the unknown and not knowing what's behind that door, you should be more afraid of not trying. Because not trying can hurt you a whole lot more than what's behind that door. Mm-hmm. Because not trying will haunt you for the rest of your life. And you don't want to be there. And you see too many older people with just those mine's full of regret.
Wish I should have.
Yeah, and you don't want to be like that. You know, if you try and it don't work, say, you know, I tried, it didn't work. You can live with that. Mm-hmm. But the whole not trying, you don't want to do that. Right. You don't want to do that at all. And this goes to the next point. Entrepreneurs typically have an intense passion for what they're doing or what they want to do.
Can I interject one thing?
Sure.
I'm sorry. On Deonte's show, he talked about passion. Mm-hmm. And he says passion doesn't necessarily mean pleasure. Passion can be pain. You know, it's like you have a passion for something so hard that it's just within you. Mm-hmm. See, he said that people take passion and think that it means pleasure, and it doesn't necessarily mean pleasure. Mm-hmm. And starting a business, if you have passion for what business you're starting, it's gonna be painful. Because you're not going to start a business and tomorrow become a millionaire. Mm-hmm. It's going to be some ups and downs and bumps and bruises on the way, so it's going to be pain too. Mm-hmm. And I just think you should expound on that part.
Well, I look at passion is that you have an intense want for something with not necessarily the goal of getting a reward from it. Mm. That's the whole thing with passion. And when we look at that, having that intense passion for what you're doing in that business, you know, a lot of times people hear me say I work 20 hours a day, so I don't have to work 40 hours a week. Mm-hmm. And I can stay up 2 or 3 morning trying to make moves and do things for myself because I love doing me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's tax season. Tax season, you know, it's common for me to go to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning. You know, we sitting there getting ready for this show. Have to do that. You know, just, you know, getting there. I might be, you know, brainstorming, getting stuff together, 2 or 3 days. Mm-hmm. When you're doing something you love doing, the reward is you being happy, mm-hmm. you know? And with that said, kind of Deonte's point, you can be killing yourself and tired and beating yourself up, but you don't feel it because you love what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about it. You're not looking at it as a monetary gain, nothing physical that you're getting from it. It's just something within, man, you're happy. Mm-hmm. You ever notice, like, you see people come in to work, and they go to work and they're making 6 figures.
Right.
They're saying like, hey, man, you know, you going in and everything, and they mad as hell. Just a damn walking down robot. And you sitting there looking from afar like, shit, he getting paid. You getting everything you need. What the hell, you know, mm-hmm. why is he tripping? What's the problem? You know? Mm-hmm. And there's no passion. They like what they do. They more so like money. Mm-hmm. And when you are doing something for money or for some kind of physical reward or any kind of reward, your effort is going to be there, and you'll do what you need to do. But again, it's not the same thing as passion. Mm-hmm. When you feel like, okay, this is something I'm getting, I love it, I want it, this, that, and that, man, you're going to do things that you didn't know you could do. Mm-hmm. Your body's going to push you to do things you're like, wow, man, you know, and nobody really can put a finger on it. What the hell got him so damn hyped up? And your energy is just going to exude on people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, you ever see some people like, damn, man, you know, he's just so hyped. Hell, we might well get hyped. You know, you have some people walk in the room that when it's just kind of like their energy just wakes the whole damn room up and everything. Right. Just some people just got that gift. Yeah. And to the show we were talking about the other week, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about, you know, just in regards to value and knowing what you're worth. When you bring passion and you bring love and energy to what you do, I mean, that's when people are breaking their neck to hire you or to pay you for what you do, because they know that this person got so much behind them. They just a money-making machine. They bringing something to the table that we can't create, you know, and they're not chasing money, but you got to pay them because the energy and the results they're bringing behind their passion, hell, man, it can make us all kind of money. Right. And unfortunately, most of us go through life, we can't find something that we have a lot of passion behind. And then the other issue is when we find something that we have a lot of passion behind, we don't know how to monetize it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing. And that's one of the reasons why you want to call Deonte Burton at Majestic Business Services. Booking a consulting appointment. We'll better help you with transitioning some of them ideas into a business or how to monetize it. Again, that's Majestic Business Services. You can reach us at 678-479-4007 or www.majesticbiz.com.
Christopher Bird said hello.
Hey, son. How you doing, Chris? What's going on, Chris B? That's my twin right
All right,
there.
right.
Thanks for chiming in. That's tuning in, Chris Burton. But passion, that's something I think a lot of people don't focus on. Just being in a situation where, man, I do this shit for free. Right. I love doing it and everything.
Yeah, and I hate to keep coming back to this, but this is the business I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I feel that way when I do this. Mm-hmm. The only cutoff is when I have to go into the office. But when I get to a point to where I can do this permanently, mm-hmm. I actually could stay down here all day. Work on stuff, look up stuff, figure out how the camera angles, what I can do to make this look better, what I can do to make. I can sit down here all day and think about that stuff mm-hmm. and not get tired from it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just because I love doing it, and it's just like I challenge myself. It's got to be a way you can do that better. It's got to be a way that can look better. It's mm-hmm. got to be a way that's going to be done better. Of course, I get tired because I have other issues, especially like with my regular job that gets muddled in there, and you get tired from that because you wore down from that. But mm-hmm. if I'm just doing this, I could do this all day long. I can work 40 hours a day here. You get what I'm saying? And not have to work 40 hours a week there.
And when you're tired, something, because that passion drives you, even when you're tired, something make you don't lay down. Mm-hmm. Something makes you not log out of the computer. Yeah. And I just challenge a lot of people to find those things that you have a lot of passion behind, because when you do that, man, it'll blow your mind. Mm-hmm. Like, man, I love this shit. I love this shit because, like I said, unfortunately, the vast majority of us, we go through life just staying, in line. Let me get this job. Let me do this. Let me worry about the pension. And we just never, ever go towards our passion. And pretty much these 5 traits, they kind of commingle with each other, because you kind of need one with the other in order mm-hmm. to be an entrepreneur. Like I said, these are 5 common traits typically all general entrepreneurs carry. We go into the next one. Lab mentioned this earlier. Didn't even know I had it on there. Most entrepreneurs are able to get over failures in life and business a lot quicker than the average person. Okay? A lot of times we have moments in life where we look at, quote unquote, that are failures and stuff. People have a different way that they handle them. Mm-hmm. I just speak for myself. Typically when things go rough for me or go wrong for me, I got a 48-hour period where I'm just down. I spoke on this before, where I'm just down and I'm feeling like, man, shit, get over. And after that second day at most, I'm out of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, man, let me go and figure out what we need to do. And that's stretching it with 2 days. And that's one, I think, the major difference with people that's going to be successful or not. Those people that, you got some folks that, it's devastating. They've been working on this project for months, working on this deal, working on this sale, and it didn't go through. Shit, they can't even get out of bed for a week, mm-hmm. months. You got some of them, man, let me get the hell out of the damn. I ain't doing real estate no damn more. I ain't finna sit here and I try to have my own business. Folks that want to pay me because that one thing just hurt them so bad they couldn't damn recover from it. Entrepreneurs are totally different. Their pain and their hurt when shit happens is just the same. It's just as intense, and sometimes maybe greater, but their recovery time from it is totally different. And when they have it, it's not looked upon as a failure. It's looked upon as what? A learning experience, mm-hmm. a teaching moment. Damn, I fucked up with that. I just make sure I don't do that again. Right. And everything. Even sometimes it's something devastating. They sit here and now, instead of just dwelling on what happened, they're in recovery mode. Let's go get this fixed. Mm-hmm. The pipe done burst. We ain't worried about we're not sitting there jumping up and down because the pipe burst. We going out getting the duct tape, right? Trying to fix it up, plug it up till we get the plumber over, mm-hmm. and it's just a different way of thinking. Right. It's a different way of thinking. Your reaction time, your recovery time of an entrepreneur is totally different. Right. Like I said, the feelings of pain, hurt is still there. Mm-hmm. It's just the recovery, and that makes a huge difference.
That's when you sit in the bed and you say to yourself, on that second day, like, man, this shit ain't finna beat me. Mm-hmm. That's what entrepreneurs do. Say, this ain't finna beat me. Mm-hmm. I'm finna turn this around and make it into a success some kind of way, mm-hmm. or I'm gonna learn from it, take it to the next thing, and make that into a success.
Absolutely.
Like me, I get down. Like I tell everybody, I quit every day.
Mm-hmm.
I quit this every day. You get what I'm saying? I quit this every day. because you do have periods in your business when you start a business, when you're an entrepreneur, that you do hit a wall. And you hit a wall so hard, you say to yourself, okay, what else can I do? If you're a true entrepreneur, you always trying to improve and elevate your business. And when you hit that wall, you say to yourself, okay, what else can I do to improve this? And sometimes you have to step away from it anyway.
Yeah.
You have to step away from it in order to reset it, to see it from the outside instead of sitting in the inside of it and looking out. You have to sit back and look at it, think about it for a little bit, and then come back to it, and it may be that light bulb moment. Say, aha, I need to do this.
Yeah, this is what I did wrong.
This is what I did wrong. Because you're in it, you can't. A lot of times when you're in the smoke cloud and in the dust, you can't see. But once you step out of the dust and the smoke cloud, you can see exactly what's going on. You can see what rocks and stuff are hitting you, and you can move them out the way and move on.
Yeah.
People don't reset themselves a lot of times.
Yeah, and it's again, we feel good, we work hard to create something, to achieve something. Then when it go right, it's devastating. Now you got everybody looking like, what happened to everything? Perfect example with me, when I had that studio downtown. And we were sitting there, we were doing everything, me and my partner and everything, and it just went left. Market crashed, the business crashed, my damn bank account crashed.
It was just crashing.
I'll cry my ass off here. Where the hell my money going? But to that point, I always say this one captain ain't finna go down with the ship.
Right.
I know when to walk the plank. Shit. Get my life raft and get the hell out of this damn boat. I ain't going down with this shit. But when we had to liquidate everything and get out of it and everything, and I felt so bad because me thinking I missed the damn business, knowing what the hell I'm damn doing,
Right.
That was a failure. And damn, Butch, what happened to the studio? What happened to the studio? Shit, ain't that happened? It gone. But with that said, I never viewed myself as a failure. We failed. The business failed, but I was never a failure.
Right.
And I'm never going to be a failure. And that's the thing about it. People have to always view it. Like I said, those are teachable moments in life where we sit here and say that, hey, if I could have did this right and do it wrong, and you were absolutely right. We went back to the lab, especially as time go by and things get clearer and clearer. You see all the shit you did wrong. You see the things you can't control. As far as even with the economy, the markets and stuff like that, that stuff changed. And, those things you can't control, when they happen, you just look back into it. And most important, the things you can control, what you could have did differently. So that was a big learning experience. If I decide to do it again, don't have an interest, I know exactly what to do to make money with doing it. Then, because I learned from the mistakes that I made in doing it. But that was the thing about it. I've never, ever, ever viewed myself as a failure. I done messed up some damn money, don't get me wrong, but I've always learned from it. And that's one of the big things with entrepreneurs. They don't have that, they recover from their failures in life, and everything. Your car break down, you lost your job, those personal things, death and everything. You still go through them funks, but their recovery time is a whole lot different. They have a whole different perspective on moving forward. Again, this is Deonte Burton, hosting Changing Lives. Please make sure you let all your friends and family know about the show. Push it, and like, share, and subscribe to the station. Our next trait: most entrepreneurs are passionate, lifelong learners. They want to learn everything. I was just, as a kid, I used to get a lot of flack. I always would walk around with a little boy and, hey, what's that? My grandma would say, shut the hell up, boy, I'm asking for all these questions. But I was just a very inquisitive kid.
Right.
Always been that way. How that works and stuff like that. When I go into bars or businesses, hey, man, how y'all do this? How you do that? Because I'm always interested in how this place functions, how it does. My mind wanders like that. And most entrepreneurs are always trying to find new things to keep that, like I said, this is the most important muscle in your body. They're always trying to find new ways to be more successful, new ways to be more productive, new ways to be more efficient and profitable. Excuse me. And those things is just something that's in them. Those questions are always burning in them. Even if something that's totally outside of their business, just something dealing with wellness. You might be in banking and, you want to read a book about auto mechanics or engineering. They're always trying to learn something. And typically, if you're in business, if you're the type of person that I don't feel like reading, I don't feel like learning that, I don't feel like doing that, you're not going to be too successful. I'm going to be honest with you, because you're going to have so many things that you aren't familiar with come your way. You're going to have to try to consume so much information in a short period of time, you won't be able to function with it. I'm going to give you one thing to kind of look at in terms of when we classify an entrepreneur and an employee. An employee knows a whole lot of shit about one thing. They know their job inside out. Specialist. Right? An entrepreneur knows a little bit about a whole lot of shit. You know, they know just enough about management, just enough about finance, just enough about accounting to not stay in the dark.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's the thing about it. And they constantly engulfing themselves to find out, hey, what's going on? Because they don't just want to be lost in it. But they're going to find enough out. So, okay, I'm just make sure no one flim-flams me, throws wool over my head. They're going to know just enough about a whole lot of stuff. They'll never be an expert in finance. They may come to the table with expertise in a certain field, but they're going to know just enough to be able to understand the financial statements, understand operations in terms like, look, I know it don't take that long to bake all those cakes. Exactly. I know it don't take that long to get that car ready and everything. Now they'll know exactly how much you need to sell for. They know the profit margin and everything, but actually to get to that calculation and forecast, they may not be versed with that, but they know just enough about a whole lot of different stuff to keep afloat. But the employee, they will know their job inside out. So if you guys keep that in mind, that's another thing to keep, so you make sure you're on the right track with that. An employee knows a lot about one thing. An entrepreneur knows a little bit about a whole lot of different stuff. Okay.
And I think that an entrepreneur actually knows he's constantly learning anyway. He's going to keep learning anyway. Mm-hmm. An entrepreneur always says, the minute that I think I know everything is the minute my business fails. Because there's nothing that you're going to know everything about in your business. You always have to constantly learn. I just read a article on how to talk on the radio. Mm-hmm. The volumes and the this and that. There's a couple of other things like coming into commercial, coming out to commercial. I read all these things because I want to know them. For one, I run a radio station. Mm-hmm. And for two, it's just nice to know. Mm-hmm. Because now I feel like I told you last time we talked, I feel like I can run a radio station, because of what I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like I can change brakes on the car. Mm-hmm. So, you always are constantly learning things. Mm-hmm. You never stop learning, and you never stop trying to figure out and research what it is that you want to do. Even if you look at the electrical switch and say, hey, I want to wire that electrical switch. You may not ever need it. But if you do need it, you're going to know how to do it. So that's what an entrepreneur is. They look at things and try to figure out a solution to them or how to make them better. So they're constantly learning how to do such. So,
to your point, Lab, that's a great point, is that you really don't realize how much shit you don't know till you get in a panel or a group with other people, typically in your field. And they can be in the same, they can be in the field the same amount of time that you've been into it, but they just, doing something at a different spot. How much stuff you don't know.
Right.
Damn, man, I've been doing it that way for years. I didn't know you could do it that way. And then you're saying something, hey, man, I didn't know that. You just realize how much you don't know. But the problem is a lot of times people aren't humble enough to put themselves in situations where you're not dumb, but you got to be vulnerable or transparent enough to show that side that, hey, I'm willing to learn.
They say don't go in the room talking about stuff that you don't know about, because there's bound to be somebody in the room who knows more about it than you. Absolutely.
And you want to be in that dang room because, again, that stuff that you don't know can make you a whole lot more money. Mm-hmm. It can take your business to a whole nother level just talking to those persons. Or when a lot of times we're in a situation where ego driven, or we don't want to make we don't want somebody to know what we want to do or don't want to learn. That hurts you. Mm-hmm. It hurts you and it cripples you because you're hindering yourself from being enlightened on information you don't have. Mm-hmm. So again, that's another trait. Being a passionate, lifelong earner. I mean, all the way to the grave, you're still trying to find new information. Mm-hmm. And we go up to our last trait, which is most entrepreneurs, they can handle risk. Okay, we did a show on this about a month ago in terms of risk and chances. Those risks, what are you willing to give up to follow your dreams? Mm. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to chance? You got so many people out here that want to go into business and start their own business up and everything like that. Man, I got that pension coming. I got to do this and I got to do that. Man, I ain't got time to do that. And, right. Man, they have so many damn excuses of why they can't do nothing and haven't took one damn second to figure out under that situation what they can do. Before they start. Somebody that's accustomed to taking risks, they looking at the same damn thing. They're aware of every damn pitfall, every trap door, anything bad can happen to them. But instead of them just putting up pumping the brakes, they got some kind of way to counter it. Okay, if that happens, I got that. That happens, I got that. That happens, I got that. Not to have an excuse, but they have a plan to do that, and that's how they function. Because again, you cannot. Your risk tolerance is everything, because you can always have things bad happen, but as long as you're putting yourself in a situation where you can hedge those risks or even avoid those bad things happening, that's the one the common traits of entrepreneur. They look at all the things that can't happen. They have that vision, and I mean it pops right there in their face. But they're not making they're not sitting there wasting time bringing awareness to it. They're thumping out solutions 2 or 3 at a time. If that happens, that happens. Contingent plan over contingent plan. Plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. They have it right there. And I think that's something inside of you to do that, because again, when you're going across the grain and doing stuff different in life, traditionally, you may be a little bit reluctant to take on certain risks because it's scary.
It is.
And I get that part. And but that's one of the biggest things, I think, just that risk tolerance. Because people have, when you want to walk out there and leave a comfortable situation and be able to do something that is uncertain, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And for you to mitigate, that fear, because fear is going to keep you inactive. And that's all fear going to do, is going to keep you inactive. But the way to fix fear is get out of inactivity. You sit there and make your plans and everything with doing it. It's not the fear. The fear should be, the gas in the car to keep you driving.
Right.
To keep you moving. So you hope that shit don't happen. You're going to do all this other stuff. But they use that as a, something just keep them stuck. Yeah, as a crutch. That's that anchor that got you, your boat stuck in the water. You got to get out of that. Figure out, okay, well, this is my plan to combat that. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They're aware of the risk, but they constantly make plans to kind of hedge those risks. And like I said, it's immediate. It's not nothing where, like I said, we were talking about taking a chance. That's just saying taking just a blind move without any kind of information and just moving on it. That's taking a chance. And that's when you find yourself in the poorhouse, out here damn homeless and everything. But if you out here know how to take risks, you're gathering information, you're getting facts, you're analyzing it and everything, and you're preparing yourself for all those things that could possibly happen. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have everything covered, but again, they do a very good job of analyzing information and putting themselves in a situation to encounter those pitfalls that could happen.
Yeah, a professor of mine in college says, to every problem there is a solution. You may not see the solution. The solution may be 4 or 5 steps ahead of where you at. But to every problem there is a solution. And what you have to do is figure out when that problem's going to come up and where the solution is to it. Because if you don't have a solution to your problem before the problem comes up, then the solution is going to drown you and your business is going to fail. Yep. This is what he told me, and I think we was doing marketing something when I was getting my MBA, and he said you have to be able to look 4 or 5 steps ahead and see that problem coming, so you can already know what the solution to it will be. Yeah. When you are starting out the business, you have to lay it. You can't. He said you can't lay out a business with just success. You have to lay out business with failure too. Absolutely. If you don't lay out business and say to yourself, like if you start a widget company and you say, well, I'm going to sell 1,500 widgets a day, you also have to say, I'm going to sell 5 widgets a day. Yeah. And you have to figure out the solution to that problem. If I'm not selling 1,500, why am I not selling 1,500? Yeah. Where I need to advertise that the other 1,499 gonna come from. And he said you always have to look at your solution 5 steps ahead.
And the reason why people don't necessarily take those extra steps to find those solutions is because they take more time. That's holding me back from putting the wheels in motion. I got to stop for a minute and figure that out. I'm just gonna go with this. I know this gonna work. And then when those pitfalls happen, they're not prepared for it. Right. That's why a lot of people don't do that, because that's gonna hold the process up. But again, that's you want to get that done.
Do you also think that people don't want to think about their business failing? They don't want to think about the problem. They only want to think about the good stuff. Do you think that might be a reason why they don't think about the problem and the solution ahead of time?
Well,
they don't think they're gonna have a problem.
Well, that goes back to what we talk about, taking a chance, taking a risk.
Okay.
You just blindly going out here. I know I got the faith. God gave you a brain to think.
Right.
He didn't give you a brain to sit here and wish. So you sit here and just go blindly moving on some shit and everything like that. That's on you.
Right.
That's on you. If you had the ability and the option to sit there and research it and do it, do it. Mm-hmm. Don't sit here that if you don't do it, that's just your ass being lazy.
Right.
So that's the thing about it. No, so do people know stuff can happen all the time? They don't necessarily know the specific things that can happen all the time unless they do research. But I just think sometimes people just want to do that extra work to figure that out. Right. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Got a lot of videos, a lot of good information. Please share information about the show or any opportunity that you get. And this kind of concludes what we were talking about in terms of those traits of starting a business and everything. Again, those 5 traits were entrepreneurs know how to execute their ideas. They're very, very passionate about what they want to do. They're lifelong learners. They know how to handle risk. And again, and also they look at their failures. They handle failures a lot better than the average person. They look at them as teaching moments. Again, after each on the YouTube channel, each video I post like an outline of all the information we covered. So if you missed anything, don't feel bad. You can also replay this video, but also that outline will be posted on there. The life and the walk of an entrepreneur is very difficult, very scary, and I'm always supportive of people want to step out there and do that. But I do want people to be very realistic about the type of person they are. If they're going to be lazy, if they risk, are they risk tolerant? Do they want to learn stuff? Are they passionate about it? You just want to leave your job, or you want to start a business? Really listen to what it is. You might just need to get another damn job. You might not need to start this business. So that's why I say do a lot of self-assessments. That's why I want to kind of give these common traits, because if you don't have neither of these 5, I'm not saying you won't be successful in business, but I do think it's going to be very damn difficult, because we can go down with 15 or 20 different ones and everything, but I think these 5 that I just gave y'all are pretty common in most entrepreneurs, with doing that. Now, I want to slide to our regular tip that we have for this week. And I'm talking about home warranties, okay? When we look at home warranties, I know a lot of people don't want to do it, and they say, hey, I don't want to spend no money. We're getting a home warranty. A home warranty product is an extra insurance premium that you can get for your property that by paying for it, we have certain things, certain structures, your electrical, your water, some structural items, appliances, and everything. If the instance come up, they need repairs or something happens, you can just pay about to go blank lab, not the premium, the deductible. Thank you, bro. I'm about to go blank. Thanks, Johnny. You pay the deductible for it, and then they'll get the service covered. The reason why I think this is very important to have, not necessarily with a new property, but definitely with an older property, is because things happen all the time with your house. Okay, most of your newer properties, they may be still covered under the original home purchase warranty, but especially if you're getting appliances or something like that, after a year or so, the manufacturer warranty wears out. You can have one of these things, and you turn around. If you pay the average home warranties run about $300, mm-hmm. Somebody got to come to your house and fix your furnace goes out, $400-500 off the rip. Refrigerator, goes down or something like that. You might have to pay about $200 or $300 for to get it fixed. Probably more than what the refrigerator's worth. Right. Now you might be out there shooting for a new refrigerator and everything. It's just like car insurance. Okay, now it's a different situation for the simple fact that car insurance, you have to have it to drive, but keep in mind, you may go years without using it, but when you use it, trust me, most of the time, it pays for itself. Mm. For them years past you had. I had a situation, several situations where I've had, heating and air guys come out of my house, and they do the repairs, they charge you $400, then it goes out, you call them back, then they want to charge you another $500 because, hey, you don't know. They say it's something else. Mm-hmm. And like, damn. So now you're paying them $400. Then, they come back out, they say it's something else. You been gave like $1,000 in a month. Right. And you just done paid that $100 deductible. And they got there, because they're attached to it, they got to fix it. And if it needs a whole new system in, they'll replace it. Mm. So I just think that's something that people need to kind of look into and everything. Don't be so stuck on it if you never use it. You never use it. But when you do use it, you will use it. Trust me.
I think a lot of people might have about the home warranty, might be scared about getting the wrong home warranty company, maybe the wrong, it's a company that's not reputable. Do you? I guess I don't want to say do you want to recommend any, but do you know a few that might be a little bit more reputable than others? Because everybody sell home warranties, just like they sell extended car warranties. It's like
I've used American Home Shield for probably the past 10 years. Have I had issues with them over the years? Yeah, you might get a guy out there that's kind of, dragging feet, got to call them out 2 or 3 times. But overall, in terms of, that was more so like if they had to come back, something wasn't fixed or whatever. But again, they were obligated to get it fixed. But in terms of the cost you're going to pay, now, at the end of the day, say if I had that guy, he got to come back 4 or 5 times because he didn't fix it right the first time. And then he's still obligated, but I called him back. But just take for instance, if I didn't have the warranty or nothing to back that up, I might be paying him, when I was just paying that $100 deductible, I might be paying him $400 or $500 a pop.
Right.
Because he's telling me something different. Hell, I don't damn know.
Yeah, he tells you something different every time.
Exactly. And it happens all the time. So this is just one thing I want people to kind of look into, do your research. But I do think it's a good product to have, especially if you have an older home. You got a brand new home, it's not really an issue. It probably step on your appliance side. After that first year, something happened. After those manufacturer warranties wear out on those appliances, it's probably needed then. But outside of that, it really is something that's very important because we really aren't aware of service repair prices until they come out, and you're like, what the hell? So then you make a decision: I want to get it fixed, or want to buy a new one.
Right.
And if you're like me, once you get out there, you're lost in the damn store trying to figure out, well, look, shit, what's the difference? This 400, this 500.
What's the difference?
Yeah, they watch fast, this watch slow, So, this is one product I want everybody to look into, getting a home warranty on your property. You can look at the reviews of the companies and to get it, but I think pretty much when they outsource those vendors to come out and repair your house, it's kind of case by case. So you don't know. But I will make sure that you are very versed in what that warranty covers. I think that's the most important thing. And right now we're going to the conclusion of our show. Again, this is Deonte Burden, hosting Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. In our conclusion, I want to talk about something that's been a big issue right now in the government. We're talking about those government furloughs. And I've seen different things in terms of, you're hearing people saying that, hey, man, we're in dire situation. I missed, we're in day 35, 36 of the government furlough.
34.
34 of the government furlough. And what I want to just shed light on is that we hear all the time that most people in America are, living check to check. And they're maybe 2 paychecks away from poverty or something like that. And we start thinking about a government furlough. Most of your government jobs, especially on the federal side, they paying decent wages. I think it's safe to say, let's say on average, we may say making 40, 50,000, and I know probably got a lot of up ones, probably 6 figures, making money. So we're not talking about the local Winn-Dixie plant closing. The thing, what I'm saying about this, and I do want to initially say this, I'm not trying to ridicule anybody's situation, but I do want to shed light on that. We get comfortable very damn quick because we're doing okay. And when you sit here and you have a job that's paying you $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, and once it's gone and 2 checks out of it, you're like, hey man, this is BS and we need to get the government straight and everything like that. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good at all. And I think that's probably one of the points. People, we think that because we're making decent wages, we're okay. And the difference between the person that's making $20,000 a year and the person making $80,000-$90,000 a year, the person making $80,000-$90,000 a year, he just got more shit.
Right.
He got more shit. He got more expensive shit. He still check to check. He still just, living from, this check to pay for that mortgage. He got the person that's making 20. He has a $700-$800 mortgage. Guy has expenses. The person that's making over 6 figures, they got a $5,000-$6,000 mortgage, right, and everything, and all their money going to that. They just got more and bigger and more expensive stuff.
Right.
And it's the same situation. And I think that's really what's showing right now. And when you got people that aren't living in your house, even with your politicians that making any kind of decision, they're looking like, hey, these people make all right money. So they shouldn't be messed up. They're not below the poverty line as far as the income and everything like that. They should be okay. but you very damn wrong, because what they're not taking consideration is what your personal financial practices. Yeah. And that's the thing about it. And again, I just want people to really take a solid look, because this has shed a lot of light of what's going on today, where people look so much at these poor people doing this. They make bad money decisions because they're in that situation, and it happens a lot.
It's easy to pick on the poor. Easy to pick on the poor.
Absolutely. And you sit there and look at it like they made bad decisions because I work for the feds. I'm working for this for the federal government, and I'm making $100,000 a year. I'm comfortable. But soon as they pull that damn car from in front of your feet, your ass just like them. You got no damn money coming in. You got this big ass damn house, and you about to have a damn stroke trying to figure out how the hell you gonna make this next mortgage payment.
Right.
It and I hate that it's happening, but you have to have sometimes things like this to come and shed light on it, because a lot of folks, again, I will say, I don't know. Let me just leave it at that. But I think a good bit of the people that are getting furloughed make decent wages. And I do think it has to be a common practice of those looking at your personal financial budget, making sure you have that emergency fund set in place and everything. Common practice, have 6 months set to the side. But definitely, it just shed a light on how many people out here are living check to check. And that's one of the first things that opened my eyes. You see these people have been 20 years working for the feds and stuff like that, and typically been working that long. You close to six figures.
Right.
Doing it. You're like, how in the hell you making that kind of money? 2 damn checks about to say you devastate you.
Right.
And everything and stuff. And that's not me trying to look at I got more money than the next person. I just would figure that, you would hedge yourself like that.
Right.
But that's not the case. And I just think not to just use it as a moment of somebody else's turmoil or anything like that. I think most of us just need to stop for a second, look at where you're at in life, and maybe reevaluate some things we're doing. So if you have that situation where you lose your job, you get sick, those things that you can't control, you have a furlough or whatever, make sure that you're in a good spot, because they may not happen this year, it may not happen next year, it may happen 5 years from now, but you want to make sure you're in a good spot to try to handle that.
Right. You want to make sure that you can handle it. Yeah, like you say, you can handle it. I think a lot of times people don't see what's going on the inside. They see, he making a ton of money. People don't plan for the future. Most of us don't plan for the future. We don't think about 10 years from now. We think about 10 minutes from now. And we don't ever say to ourselves, we're not going to be without a job.
Exactly.
People don't ever expect, people who work a job, who work hard, who do what they're supposed to do to make it in life, don't ever expect for them not to be without a job. Me, myself, personally, I always say I can get fired tomorrow, because for one, Georgia's a right to work state anyway, so they can let you go for any reason. But we always, and I got to do better at this too, we always got to do better to plan for the future. We always got to do better to plan for the what ifs and the couldas or wouldas and the furloughs and layoff and the plant closings and all that stuff, because like you said, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but eventually it will happen. It happens to all of us in some kind of way.
Absolutely. And when you start talking about probably one of the most secure employers being the federal government, you can see how people get comfortable. So I understand how that can happen. But I just want everyone to make sure that's something that we reevaluate on a personal level. Don't get comfortable. Things can happen. You don't want to get that rug pulled up under you. So, just my challenge to everyone, make sure that you, reevaluate your personal finances, and also just rehash everything. All you potential and want to be future entrepreneurs, take consideration of those traits I gave you. Reevaluate yourself, assess yourself rather, to see if you fall in those categories. But with that said, if you got any questions or anything about that, and I do want you guys to step out there and look at it, hey, book an appointment. This is Deonte Burton. I'm owner of Majestic Business Services. I do a lot of consulting and front-end analysis with potential entrepreneurs and business owners and current business owners. Book an appointment. Come down to the office. We're there. You can go to the website at www.majesticbiz.com. That's majesticbiz.com. Our number is 678-479-4007. Again, that's 678-479-4007. Book an appointment. Tax season, you go there, you'll see the booking calendar there. Book your appointment for a tax or get your tax preparation done. Feel free to give us a call. Again, later on, we'll have all the information attached at the bottom of this video. I appreciate everybody visiting us this week. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burton. Thanks again, y'all, and I'll see you next week. Love you guys.